George headed towards Shipwreck Rock on the edge of the big harbor. He was going along slowly, checking for trees in the water. It grew very quiet, except for the sound of the distant foghorn on Willie's Island.
What was that?
George heard a strange sound, like a small bell.
Ding. Ding.
He floated a little closer. It was a small ship, but not like any ship he had ever seen before. Its mast was cracked and crooked, and its hull was rotten and rusty. George thought he could see right through it. But the strangest thing of all was that the ship seemed to be floating in the air above the water. And it seemed to be calling to him. "Ghost!" cried George. "Ghost!" And he turned and headed for home as fast as his engine would take him. The dispatcher wanted to send the tugs out to work again, but he was waiting to hear from George to see if the harbor was safe and clear of dangerous trees. George hurried towards the dock, looking very worried. "You look like you've seen a ghost," grinned Emily. The other tugs all smiled, too. All except for Theodore. Theodore knew he had seen a ghost out there.
"George," said the dispatcher, "is the harbor safe? Are there any trees in the water?"
Well, George didn't know what to say to the dispatcher. He couldn't say the harbor was safe, not with that ghost out there. But he had said there were no such things as ghosts, and after all, he was the tug who was always right.
"Well, sir,"
George began,
"I'm not sure. I think I'd better have another look at that ghost. I mean, the coast." "Very well, George," said the dispatcher. "This time, I would like Theodore to go with you. Take the salvage barge to collect anything dangerous you find in the water. That is all."
But, stammered George,
"Theodore can't come with me." "Why not?" frowned the dispatcher. Because,
said George.
"Because the harbor is safe. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon." "George," said the dispatcher,
Quickly losing his patience.
"first you said you weren't sure if it was safe, and now you say it is. You will leave immediately with Theodore and not waste any more time. That is all."
George set off feeling miserable. He wished he hadn't been so quick to tell Theodore that he was wrong about the ghost. Then he wouldn't be going out again right now, out to where George was sure the ghost was waiting for him.